Shalom, shalom, shalom. Ashar Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. To the 12 tribes scattered abroad, welcome to another Friday night edition of the Shabbat with Ambassadors of Christ. We'll be back shortly with you. Go ahead and tune in to some of the music and things that we're going to play real quick. And we're going to let the people come on into the chat. Appreciate you tuning in with us again. And we're just going to give a few minutes, just let the family come on in slowly. So I'll be right back with you. I'm Ambassador Yabatazah. Please bear with us, and we'll be right back with you.
Shalom, shalom, the house of Israel. Hey, it's another beautiful evening. It's about to come in. You already know we're getting ready for the Shabbat, right? So Shabbat shalom to all my family out there. I'm going to go ahead and let it rip. This is my tradition. Every Shabbat I like to bring.
Salakia, I made a mistake and stopped the screen share. Didn't mean to. Please forgive your brother. Started fresh.
Shalom, shalom, the house of Israel. Hey, it's another beautiful evening. It's about to come in. You already know we're getting ready for the Shabbat, right? So Shabbat shalom to all my family out there. I'm going to go ahead and let it rip. This is my tradition. Every Shabbat I like to bring it in. You know what I'm saying? And when Shabbat's going on, I like to take it out. You know what I'm saying? In peace, in shalom, and great salutations. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and let it rip, and we're going to make the heathens mad. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. Here we go. I'm by my father's bed. He gave me a chance, thank him in advance, cause he broke the trance. Hopping through a lot, wasn't happenstance. Now I ain't looking back, not a second glance. Going and I'm flowing, I'm knowing I cannot harm. Break him a rock on my crown, I pray that he protect my thoughts. Tell you the soul to the earth, the be earth, the deliver soul. No, get off me, not faulty, I'm swarthy, I don't swear with tongues. Son unto my own, I had to pick up my cross. When you follow the hollow, don't be swallowed for going on. Is it Torah up there with my aura? Can't ignore the boss. And we speak the will lead you that lead you. Have you count the cost? I done told you once, so I have to tell you twice. Embody, you are a living sacrifice. The Christ had died when the dead boys are more baptized. You may end up in the mortuary or be mortified. I ain't bowing to no man, man, I'm Mordecai. Patience of the saints, yeah, I wish I was standing by. Under your judgment, the commandments, my alibi. I'm so serious when you see me, just look into my eyes. Yeah, they go since I ever help them up like a riot. Then I will put the eye out there, they can't pray to a lion. Shalom on the head, they got tackled by your bed. You touching ain't working for better, I don't got this red. Still ignore the shepherd, they got spotted by the leopard. Believe in the projection. Transgression throughout their records. To this very day, getting trampled by the ego. Your ego is the reason we cannot rise as a people. Do it for my sister, do it for my brethren. Everyone I tell us just sticking in my red. Despite all the tension in this name I mention, these words I haven't said. Repent, so please pay attention.
Last one, and we'll be right there.
Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabbarakatam. Kala Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabbarakatam. Yeah. One. It's camo. Con. Check it. Yeah. Awkward. Rhymes to the phone to you baptized. Pick up the course, get my life. I ain't even ducking in a gunfight. Babylon's falling, that's right. Fight carry your flame in eyes. Have you black man in a black sky, testing the bad guy, saving the chastised. Give me how a shot. Yup, that's Christ. This place polluted and looted. Yes, I rebuke it, remove it, remove it. Excuses are useless. This movement is moving. These angels are shooting, but no, not a Cupid. I am an Israelite. I am not Jewish. Kingdom we build it. Cupid by Cupid. So like a song. This is a prayer, not just some music. We need retribution. How I get my life for our nation? How will I expose all the fake ones? How will the fire on Satan? Cause I was told from day one. More like a lion. Now when I run, go get your gun. I'm that action. Get my power and all the drum. The highest one, Father and Son. Con. Yeah. All right. Look, I woke up in the spot straight dolly. Everything I do stay low key. Niggas shooting niggas like the police. But they scared to read a book, nigga OG. I'm not a pawn, I'm a god. Move without checkerboards, not a make son. Keeping the fake while they keeping it dumb. Just came back and still had to check on my son. Whoa, ZZ's almost to the floor. SPLC want me Rex 84. MK that soldier, let's settle the score. I'm repping my nation till I'm in the floor. Whoa, I was one sick and I got you. Track with my other one awkward. These niggas in the truth real awkward. Trying to get a name instead of prosper. It's a family, not a group. Come, niggas flee from abuse. Come, this a war far from a religion. The white man, the real son of perdition. Cooking verses like I'm up in the kitchen. You ain't the sheep, so you can't see the vision. Pop an itch, that's gonna get you a visit. And when it does, don't be like you was kidding. Con.
All right, brothers, we ready to rock and roll. Shabbat, Shabbat to everybody tuning in. Waiting for Ambassador Barak and Ambassador Arya to open up their cameras. Tonight's lesson is going to be handled by the young prince, the young soldier, Ambassador Arya. And he should be with us shortly. I pray everyone's having a great Shabbat. I pray that you guys had a great week this week. I hope you all have kept prayerful. And just to give you a heads up, we will be hosting, the Ambassadors of Christ will be holding the Feast of Purim in Chicago, March 14th through the 15th. So if you're interested in attending, please, I'll pop an email up at the bottom. You can send it over to AOCHouston@gmail.com. And I'll also drop my personal email address in here so you guys can make reservation VXP. And if you brothers are ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and mute my camera and my mic. And Arya, you can go ahead and do your thing, young prince. So again, this is Shabbat to everybody in the chat.
Shabbat family, Shabbat Shalom. Today's Sabbath, we're going to do a class on why do we keep the holy days and why don't we keep pagan days. Let's keep one thing a reminder. One thing, we're not in the world anymore. We're trying to serve the Most High to the best of our ability. So with this edification, I hope I can give you all the right proper understanding. Give me Colossians 3:17.
Another one. This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him.
Kind of one. See the word and the deed that we're giving edification on. Why don't we do certain things? Is to bring us a little bit closer to the Most High. Um, Let me get Deuteronomy 12 and 31.
Another one. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, verse 31. Thou shalt not do so unto Yahweh thy power. For every abomination to the Most High, which he hateth, have they done unto their gods. For even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods.
Certain things we should not be doing against the Most High. Every abomination unto the Most High, we know that like he hates everything that goes contrary against his word. Read verse 32.
Verse 32. And what things soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereto, nor diminish from it.
Okay, we have like certain high holy days. We have Passover, which I will be tapping into. We have the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We have Purim. He told us to do those things right, well, to celebrate those high holy days unto him. Not these American holidays, these pagan days, which America, this whole system celebrates like up on this 12-month calendar, which is contrary to its word and very incorrect. We have like Christmas, 2 days that are 2 days which typically people go out, go grab a whole bunch of presents, put up on a Christmas tree, and act like they doing something for their children, which they really not, according to the Most High. And we have like New Year's, which just had passed right here. Now we looking outside, it's snow, everything is dead. We all know when the New Year is according to the Most High. Now, let's get some scriptures to back that up. Let me get Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1 through. Let me go there with you. Jeremiah chapter 10.
I'm there too, I can read it for you.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word of the Most High speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of the heathen, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. You want me to keep going?
Keep going, keep going.
They
To verse 5.
come. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They they must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
See right here in this passage right here, the Most High is giving like a old way of of how people would traditionally celebrate Christmas. Pretty much go inside the woods, chop down a big tree, yell timber and whatnot, then go like to like some type of old store, go grab some snake things with some ornaments, some old crazy type stuff. See, the Most High is completely against that. The Most High says, be not dismayed at the ways of the heathen. We should be pretty much excited for what the Most High is doing for us, waking us up every day, giving us the ability to know the right from the wrong version when we was up in the world. Um, I want you to go to Deuteronomy 16:1. We shouldn't be worried about big celebrations, things flying up in the air, um, and all other type of celebrations. Deuteronomy chapter 16 and verse 1 out of 1.
Kind of the one.
Ariana, take a look at the chat real quick, bro.
Kind of the one.
I'm there whenever you're ready.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 1.
Yeah.
Observe the month of Abib
The
and keep the
month of
Passover.
Stop right there. The month of Abib. The Most High ordained that day. He ordained that day as the first month. We celebrating January, this Janu stuff as the new year. The Most High ordained our new year actually up in the spring, which is actually called the Abib, according to the Most High. Keep going.
Question.
To observe,
Hold on, Salaki. So what you said? So my question is, you're saying that the month of Abib is the actual beginning of the new year in the springtime?
Kind of the one.
Okay, got it.
So this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16. We're going to start at verse 1 again. Observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover unto the Most High, Yahweh thy power. For in the month of Abib, Yahweh thy power brought thee forth out of Egypt by night.
We know the one out of one. We know about the history of our forefathers being in bondage in the land of Egypt when Moses was speaking to Pharaoh. We know about the history. Let's go to Deuteronomy 18 and verse 9. 2 chapters over. Deuteronomy 18 verse 9. Ooh.
Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 9. When thou art come into the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations.
Read that one more time for me.
When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God, Yahweh thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. I'll go to verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer.
Keep
For
going.
all for all that do these things are an abomination to the Lord, the Most High. And because of these abominations, Yahweh thy power doth drive them out from before thee.
See, the Most High, He doesn't want any off spirits around things that He makes holy. The Most High, don't want anything around. Well, the Most High does not want things pretty much weird where He has set holy. He does not want the unclean where He ordained something clean. Let's back that up with Proverbs 11 and verse 1.
Before you go there, I'm gonna get 2 Kings 17 and 8.
Okay.
because that was a good precept. Um, a lot of times, what we do as a people, it's a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior. We learned that from the heathen. So before I get that, I'm gonna hit Psalms 106 and 35 really quick. Let's see here. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go up. So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 106 and 32. They angered him also at the waters of strife, so that it went ill with Moses for their sakes, because they provoked his spirit, so that he spake unadvisedly with his lips. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them. So they said, they did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. They served their idols, which were a snare unto them. It was bad unto them, obviously, because of what the brother was bringing out. We're not supposed to learn the way of the heathen, but here we are supposed to destroy them, but we're enjoying their company and we're learning their works. We're serving their idols and they're sacrificing their sons and daughters on to devils. And we're doing the same thing now. Dwayne Wade's doing it. You know, Will Smith sets his kids through that proverbial fire. So yes, you got our men and our women. They're corrupting their children. They're giving them over to these devils. And then the other one that I got out of one is going to be in 2 Kings 17 and 8. Pretty much the same thing. And I'm going to start at verse 8. Let me see here. Oh, you know what? Let me go up to verse 7. Okay. So this is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17 and 8. Verse 7. For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against Yahweh their power, which had brought them out of the land of Egypt. That's what Passover is. Bringing us out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of the Pharaoh king of Egypt, and had feared other gods, and walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord had cast out before the children of Israel, and the kings of Israel, which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things what were not right against Yahweh their power, the Lord their God. And they built them high places in all them cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. And they set them up images and groves in every hill and every green tree. And they burned incense in all the high places, and they did, and as did the heathen, whom the Lord carried away before them. And they wrought wicked things to provoke the anger of the Lord. So, following these heathen is doing nothing for us, is actually bringing us farther away from the Most High. But I just wanted to bring out those two precepts out of one. And then you said Proverbs.
Yeah, Proverbs 11 and 1.
Okay.
Let me get there also.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, kind of one. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Most High, but a just weight is his delight.
Okay, stop right there. I want you to read some more scripture. We're gonna stop right there. Let's think of a teeter totter. The Most High says the false balance is an abomination unto the Most High. You have a 50-pound, no, you have like a 70-pound kid and another child that's 3 times its weight. When the two children get up on it, what happens? The weight draws from one side to the other side. So the little kid gets on first. Is that a good? The little kid gets on first. He said down. Evidently, the teeter totter goes up on one side. Then the bigger kid gets on up on the other side. Guess what? The child pretty much goes up. That's a false balance right there. the reason why I brought that analogy is our people we want to do righteous, but we don't actually know the right way how to do it. It's all inside this Bible right here. We we think we know the right way, but we actually don't. Read the rest right there for me if you can.
Come, little one, come. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 2. When pride
No,
cometh,
no, not that one. The rest of verse 1.
oh, God. I'll just read it over again. A false balance is an abomination to the Most High, but a just weight is his delight.
Okay. So the reason why I had brought up that analogy, again, our people pretty much are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. We really don't know which way to go, except the way that we had taught. Family traditions. Let's do it this way. Grandma taught it that way. But do we actually know the correct way, right? Do we actually know the correct way? We actually don't. We constantly keep like pagan days. We observe. Um, who knows? Who knows what everybody observes now? Let me get
Hey, let me jump in real quick. Some of the
another
things,
one.
as the young prince is trying to break down to us, is that obviously, we shouldn't be celebrating the things of this world, and if you don't mind, Barak, go ahead and grab that in Maccabees about when they forced us when we couldn't keep the laws, and they passed those laws, and we couldn't confess to be Jews and keeping the Sabbath day. And when you understand that throughout different captivities, and the further and further away we're away from Jerusalem and our heritage, and when those laws are imposed on us, then it's so much easier for our people. It's so much harder for our people to understand when this has been taken away from us from over 400 or 500 years. So you can grab that up in First Maccabees out of one, and
Yeah, I'm just finding it right now.
y'all take it from there. And Aria, I don't know if you got headphones on, but we're getting some really, really bad feedback. So I don't know what's going on your end, but yeah, it's some real, real bad feedback. I don't know if you
What
can
about
adjust.
now?
I'll hit you in the back chat if I hear it again. Yeah, I just heard it then, just now. Just now, I just heard it. I don't know what that is. It's like some reverb. That's what it is. It's like some reverb coming in.
Okay, I got something for that.
So what Officer Jabatas I was talking about here was in First Maccabees, and then I'm just gonna hit all the points, but King Antiochus, he wanted us to serve him and not serve the Most High. So he made us profane the Sabbath and everything like that. So I'm gonna get that right now. It's First Maccabees. Let's go to 41. Let's see here. So it reads, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Files
And
privately
everyone,
avoid all for free. It's that simple.
oh yeah, you had the radio on, sorry. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. Let's see here. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land. So here you go, having a heathen telling us what to do in our own land. That sounds like somebody I know very well in this country telling us what to do, telling us whether or not to take a vaccine and whether or not we can go outside, whether or not we could travel and all that type of stuff. This is the same people, the same people. Let's see here. Verse 48. Verse 40, well, yeah, verse 48. They shall also leave their children uncircumcised and make themselves abominable with all manner of uncleanliness and profanation. So this is just a um, little piece of what the heathen nations thought of the holy days and these law, statutes, and commandments. Like the scriptures have said, they don't do no good. Um, and I'm damn sure that King Antiochus did and wasn't doing no good either. So you can continue, Alderaan. I just wanted to get that up.
What other one? Let's go to Deuteronomy 27 and verse 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27, verse 15. Cursed be the man that maketh any graven or molten image, an abomination to the Most High, the work of the hands of the craftsman, and putteth in a secret place. And all the people shall answer and say, Amen.
See, this is one of the reasons why. Okay, it says, cursed be the man that maketh any graven or molten image. Let's stop right there. Let's elaborate upon that. That's one of the reasons why a lot of our people are going through the stuff that they're going through. A lot of our people, we like making different sculptures of pretty much a different God that we love, that we want to serve. We got sculptures of downtown of a great being of America. You have the Statue of Liberty. You have the Statue of Liberty. You have all these different sculptures and idols our people serve, and all of those like statues and whatnot. Those are like their heroes. Those are their ancestors. Those are their pretty much everything to them. And our people, we just follow along with them. The work of the hands of the craftsman and the putteth in a secret place. It's not like okay, our people, we will make some, then we'll give it off. These nations out here, they don't care. They just put it out there everywhere where you can see it. They want you to worship their image. They want us to be cursed. They want us to be blind, deaf from serving the Most High. They want us to be pretty much brain dead. Let's go to give me Amos chapter 3. Let's go to the book of Amos chapter 3.
Okay, count on. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Most High has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Stop right there. That's the reason why we having all type of different diseases. That's the reason why we getting blew down by each other, and also by this system, by our oppressor, by Esau. If it ain't his, if it, we got the mentality of if it ain't this way. I mean, we have the mentality of if it ain't about the way that we grew up, we don't want to hear about it. That's why we going through the stuff that we going through. The Most High punishing us for the littlest things that we do. It probably won't be right then and now, but it could happen to your mother. It could be happening to your brother. A lot of people dying out here, not just here in America, but all through the world. Keep reading. Verse 3.
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Should we be walking with the customs of this system? No, we don't. No, we should not. did the Most High tell us to walk in His ways, or this, like the stuff that we're doing right now? Let's get Leviticus chapter 11, verse 44. Let's answer that right quick.
Oh. You said 24?
44, but give me a quick second to get there right quick.
Okay, okay.
Yep, go. Hold on. Go right ahead.
Oh,
Yep,
it's
11 in verse 44.
20 chapter 24, 44.
Leviticus 11, verse 44.
Oh, okay. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 44. I am Yahweh your power. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I
Stop
am
right
holy.
there. Stop right there. The Most High said, "We shall be holy." What does holy mean? Get the definition right there. Get the definition for me right quick of holy.
Come. So this is just off of the Microsoft Bing. Holy, a dedicated or consecrated to the Most High or a religious purpose, sacred, devoted to the service of the Most High, morally and spiritually excellent.
The water. We should be highly dedicated and motivated. We should be highly dedicated and motivated to serve the Most High with mind, body, and soul. Keep going. I'm sorry. I just wanted to bring that word out.
Okay, come. For I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
Hey, Salaki, real quick. Hey, brother, Daniel Titus, if you can hold on with us and be patient, we'll go ahead and answer that question about the question that you have about prayer. Probably once the young prince finishes lessons, and then we'll answer that question. So if you can be patient, brother, we got you, and thank you for tuning in. And just real quick, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and welcome everybody in who came in. We usually do that. Ashar Shabbat to your brother Yediah Gabar, beautiful brother out in New York. This is Mother Bathaya, Sister Wana, the Sister Kana out of Houston, Texas, my beloved sister, and the brother Daniel Titus who joined us as well. Go ahead, King.
Continue the verse through verse 45. We're gonna stop right there.
God, I'm gonna Leviticus chapter 11, verse 45. I am, for I am the Most High that bringeth you out of the land of Egypt to be your power. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy.
We should be thankful to the Most High for bringing us out of bondage, for Him to tell us that we are holy. Let's go to let's get another scripture. Let's go to Leviticus 20 and verse Leviticus 20 and verse 26 through just verse 26.
God. This is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Most High, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine.
Let's get the definition of one of these words right here. Let's subvert. Let's get the definition of that right there.
And if
That
you
right
don't mind, that word severed me. It's kind of like to be severed. It's like it's like having a body part chopped off your arm, being severed, separated from your body. So that means the Most High did surgery, precision surgery through the scriptures and through the Spirit to separate us from the other nations, and that's what the law, statutes, and commandments and His ordinances are about. I guess that would be the best, easiest, simplest way without having to grab the definition. It's kind of like losing an arm limb that you can't grow back. So He separated that limb or those custom or those people from you in their ways so that you can be totally different.
The water out of one. The water out of one. Let's move over to Sirach chapter 33, verse 7 through 9. No, before that, let's get John 8 and 31.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 31. Then said Yahushua to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed, and ye shall know truth, and the truth shall make you free.
See, this truth, a lot of people don't like this truth because it is harsh. It's like straight to the point, and it cuts like a double-edged sword. A lot of people, they want to know the truth, but they just want to know half of it. We're about to go a little bit more in depth into this class to give you the whole truth about the holy days, about why do we keep the holy days. Give me Sirach chapter 33. We're gonna read from 7 through 9.
This is the book of Sirach, otherwise known as Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. This is chapter 33, verse 20. Sorry, Ottawa. Can you give me the verse again?
Verses 7 through 9.
7 through 9. Verse 7, and it reads, why doth one day excel another, when as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun? By the knowledge of the Most High they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them hath he made high days, and hallowed them, and some of them he had made ordinary days.
The one out of one. See, the Most High, he make that he okay. He make he make different seasons. We have the springtime, we have the summer, the fall, and the winter. We have different times up in the day. We have the morning, we have the afternoon, we have the evening, and also the night. All the days surpass the sun, and the Most High devised them. That's how great the Most High is. The Most High has different holy days for each season. Let's jump into like those high holy days. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 23. We finna stay right there for a minute. Leviticus chapter 23, I want you to start at verse 1. We finna tap into those.
Okay. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts.
The Most High said, these are his feast days. Let's go to verse 3.
6 days shall work be done, But the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings.
See, the Most High giving us a day of rest right there. The Most High said, "Speak unto the children of Israel, say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation, a holy gathering, a great assembly. Even these are my feasts." He named the Sabbath one of those days. Let's go down to verse. Keep reading.
23. Chapter verse 4. These are the feasts of the Most High, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Most High's Passover.
What day is that? What
And
month would that be in? That would be in the month of Abib, right? The
come,
springtime. In Sirach 33, 7 through 9, the Most High, He divides all the seasons. He divides, He divides all the seasons. When are we going to be celebrating this? When are we going to be celebrating that? He appoints these days right here. Keep on reading, other one. Keep reading, other one.
Khan, other one, Khan. And on the 14th day of the first month at even is the Most High's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Most High. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
See, the
And in the
Most High,
first,
He gives. So, like, I don't want to stop right there. See, the Most High gives us a weekly Sabbath. And also, He gives us Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Though that's 8 days right there. Unleavened bread, He tells us to clear out everything from our house, everything that has leaven. He tells us to remove all the garbage, all the toxins from around our mind, body, and soul going into the new year, to sacrifice our body to be a new living creature from what we had did already. Let's jump down to verse 10.
come. No, because that's really important too. You know,
Come.
as far as being a new lump, you can't be the same old lump that you were last year. You can't had your wine skin out and it'd be the same old one that you had 2 or 3 years ago. You gotta change it up. You gotta change up your mind. You gotta clean out your body. You gotta become that new creature in Hamashiach Yahushai, because he's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And if you don't know that you are a king or you're a lord of this earth, then he ain't gonna be ruling over you because he don't recognize that. He recognized greatness. When I heard that from one of the chief priests, I think it was well, I'd rather not say because I might get it wrong. But when I heard that told me that what I'm saying, Yahushua is messing with royalty. He don't want nothing less. He wants you to be perfect. And how do we be perfect? Doing these feast days. But anyway, continue, other one.
Um, hmm. we same chapter, verse 10. I'm gonna read this other one.
Okay, come.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and saying to them, when ye come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. There's another high holy day right there.
Mm-hmm.
The feast of first fruits. Us gathering all of the fruits from our harvest. Let's think about it into this way right here. When we going out into the streets, what are we doing? We reaping the harvest. We trying to bring fruits unto the Most High. We're trying to bring souls unto the Most High. We trying to help people understand what they're doing and help them serve the Most High a better way versus what they have been taught.
And then just to add with first fruits, um, so I go. Just to add with first fruits, we were farmers back in the day. I mean, amongst other things, but we were farmers. We're very agricultural, so we had a lot of crops. So a lot of times we would, just like how the scripture is saying, just like how the idea of tithes, we don't give money initially, we give crops. We give crops to sacrifice. We sacrifice animals. So at least we used to atone for our sin. So nowadays, when we do the first fruits, the one of the reasons why we're commanded to show up is because we ourselves are the sacrifice. We have to represent the sacrifice. But anyway, I just wanted to add that in there.
So like, give me 1 moment.
No, I got something else too. So this is Psalms 50 and 5. Right? Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. We did make that covenant. It was a long time ago, and I know we got amnesia because of the curses, but he's letting us come back. So we got to remember that Moses sprinkled that blood over us, and we said we're going to do everything that the Most High has said to us before us today, coming by you, Moses. And so far, we've been messing up along the way. And as far as your questions and maybe the back talk with some of the people that don't agree with doing the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments, Psalms 50 and 16, he got a question for you. But also the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? So basically, um, I made the heavens and the earth. What do you got to say about that? You ain't got no authority here. You can't tell me. My creation can't tell me whether or not you're gonna celebrate what I got going on. Can you actually imagine yourself talking to your parents like that when they give you, "Hey, take out the trash." I don't want to take out the trash. Taking out the trash. When's the trash come? It comes Friday, right? Friday in the morning. So you know, not wanting to take out the trash, not wanting to do this when you're supposed to. Guess what your mom gonna do? Guess what your father gonna do? He gonna kick you out that house if you keep not doing that. So that's where we are right now. We got kicked out the house. We got kicked out the land. We all the way in a whole nother country because we didn't do what we were supposed to be doing.
Hey, Salakia, the brother Yediah Gabar asked y'all to grab Matthews 9 and 17.
Con, I'll get that right now.
Okay. And then once you're done with that, I got a couple of precepts I just wanted to touch in on too. And then we're gonna pass it back over to Prince.
Con,
So
con.
17. The water on Yediah.
Yeah,
Love you.
yeah. The water, Yediah. I'll be seeing you soon, brother.
Yeah. It's Parim in Chicago.
Code.
Going down, baby.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 9, verse 17. Neither do men put new wine in the old bottles, else the bottles break and the wine runneth out. Because if you come in, and let me finish the verse. And the bottles perish, but they put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved. The way I liken this is, if you're coming with that same mind state and you add something new to it, you're probably going to go revert back. You got to totally commit yourself. You can't come in half because then your worldly self is going to take over anyway. But anyway, I'm going to give it up to your Baltazar.
Kind of one, and I promise I won't be long. I just wanted to tap on a couple of precepts, and it's important, family, because we got to remember something. We went into captivity for following after the other nations. So one of the milk scriptures we always use is the book of Amos 3:1, which reads, let me turn this fan off because I think it might be in the background. All right, so Amos 3:1, it reads, hear this word which the Most High has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt. Verse 2, you only have I known of all the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. What are iniquities? The transgression of the law. That's what iniquity is. That's what sin is, the transgression of the law. So when we're doing anything outside or contrary to what the scriptures say, then we're in iniquity and we're opening ourselves up for judgment and punishment, not only in this life, but in the afterlife when our spirit returns back to the bosom of the Most High for judgment, right? So I also want to go to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians, I'm going to go to chapter 1 and verse 1. And it reads, Paul, called to be an apostle of Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And when we say ignorant, we don't mean you're dumb or stupid. It just means you don't know. You just don't know that's not his name. So it says, Paul, called to be an apostle of Hamashiach Yahushua, through the will of the Most High, and Sophanas, our brothers, unto the church of Yahweh, which is at Corinth, to them which that are sanctified, and Hamashiach Yahushua called to be saints, with all that in every place call upon the name of Hamashiach Yahushua, both theirs and ours. So the Israelites who were scattered in Greece during the church of Corinth and the whole nation of Israel were called to be saints. So I'm going to back that up real quick with Psalms 50:5. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 5. Hold on, Salaki, I'm going to jump up. I'm just going to read it from verse 2. Psalms 50:2. It says, out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, Yahweh, thy power has shined. Our power shall come and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call the heavens from above and to the earth, that he may judge his people. And it says, gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the young prince spoke about that with Moses when we came out of Egypt, right? So I just want to grab one more. Exodus, the book of Exodus, chapter 24:6. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in the basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant. I'm going to read it again. And he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people, and all they said all that the Most High has said, we will do and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it upon the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahweh has made with you concerning all these words. So I'm going to run right back to 1 Corinthians 1:1 and probably read verse 2. And it reads 1 Corinthians 1:2. Unto the church of the Most High, which is at Corinth, to them that are to them that are sanctified in Hamashiach Yahushua, called to be saints. And I digress right there. Shalom to the brother Anthony who just tuned in. Shalom, brother. We love you, King. See you, brothers, for the future Purim and the Shah. Pray my Yahweh that you can pray to the Most High, that you can make it, King. We'd love to see you again.
See, the Most High, like my pops just brought out, he sanctified us to him. He declared us to be his holy people. So for us to be his holy people, that means we have to practice the righteous acts. Let's go in Judges, the 5th chapter. And the water out of one for the breakdown too.
You looking for that Judges 5 and 11?
God.
I got you, King. I'll read it for you. And actually, I got another precept for you with that. This is the book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 10. Speak ye that ride on white asses, ye that sit in judgment and walk by the way. What way? The righteous way, the straight and narrow path. Verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Most High, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Most High go down to the gates.
Saying being delivered, pretty much being delivered from mental bondage from the system. We are in spiritual warfare. Our people are clueless. We were clueless once upon a time. That's why we're here to give the great edification of celebrating the high holy days. Purim right around the corner. We have Passover right next. We have Passover right afterwards. Then first fruits and many more holidays. Let's jump back to Leviticus. Do anybody have a precept they want to bring out before I go back?
Con, I got one for you. God, this is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 8, verse. And it says Samuel heard all the Salakia. No, that Salakia. I'll drop that. I don't want that. That's not proper. No, Salakia. Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
All right. Let's go back to Leviticus 23 and verse 20. Let's start at verse 24.
God, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, ye shall have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation.
Stop right there. You see what the Most High did for us right there? He gave us a Sabbath, a day of rest, and a high holy day, a memorial of blowing trumpets. Let's jump down to verse 27.
Verse 27. Also, on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement, and it shall be a holy convocation unto you. And ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. And
keep going.
And verse 28. And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you or for Yahweh your power.
Stop right there. See, the Most High, He gives us a day to please ourselves. The Most High gives us a day to come to Him, to ask for forgiveness, to appease ourselves, for He could take pretty much sins away, blot them out, instead of us wanting our cup like pouring over like the nations do. The nations don't care. The Most High don't care about them. The Most High, He given us one day to fast and to pray unto Him. Let's jump down to verse 30. Keep on going. I'm Salaki. I don't want.
No, you good. I was just about to say that's why I love that we're His family and He is truly our Father in heaven, because and knowing how we're so stubborn and we backslide all the time, and just all the things that our people are just known for that's not good. He's given us chances in our tradition and in our literature to get right. Hey, it's Passover, y'all. Get right. Hey, it's first fruits, y'all. Get right. Hey, it's first moon, y'all. Get right. You can change every day. Monday is different than Tuesday, and Tuesday is different than Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday alike. Every day is a new day, literally to the Most High God. So you have another day to fight, another day to maybe plan to come out to Chicago to see your boy.
All praise to the Most High.
You
Hey,
got another day. You got
real,
another day to come to the shop.
with that, man. Man, shout out brother, what's our brothers y'all speed on that. Cut. Brothers and sisters, cut.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. No, but all right, y'all go ahead, King. Go ahead, King. We in
Okay.
Leviticus today. We in the law today.
Let's go to the book of. We're gonna go to another book and chapter. Let's go to. I want to say Ezekiel, the 20th chapter. Give me a quick second to pull it.
I got some precepts too. Whatever you hit, I could probably tag that up.
Okay.
I got something in chapter 20, and then I got a little bit of something in chapter 36, if that refreshes your memory.
Okay. I think it's bring out what you got in Ezekiel 20. Then the other precept that you had, we're gonna bring that out also. Then we're gonna jump to Ezra, the 20th chapter, I believe.
Other thing I like about our customs and our traditions is that the Bible, and that's how you know that we're stubborn and we don't listen, because the Most High repeats himself, just like a father will repeat himself. This verse that I'm going to read is very familiar to, I think, 2 Kings and 17. But this is a part of the curses. Ezekiel 20 and 32. Let's start up. This chapter, Ezekiel 20 and 30. Wherefore, say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Most High God, Yahweh our power, are ye polluted after the manner of your fathers? Are we polluted after the manner of our fathers? And commit ye whoredoms after their abominations. I say we still, about 2,000 years later, are still polluted after the manner of our ancestors were. We're still following the heathen. For when ye offer your gifts, verse 31, for when ye offer your gifts, and when ye make your sons pass through the fire, Dwayne Wade, ye pollute yourselves with all your idols, even unto this day. Even unto this day. My day, our day, back in the day, this day, the present, still haven't left us. The things that we were doing back then are still haunting us right now. And the only way to wake up from this nightmare is to wake up. Let me see here. Oh, I lost my thing. Sorry, y'all. Verse 31. For when ye offer your gifts, and when ye make your sons pass through the fire, ye pollute yourselves with all your idols, even unto this day. And I shall be inquired of by you, O house of Israel. As I live, saith Yahweh thy power, I will not be inquired of by you, and that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all that ye say. We will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries, to serve wood and stone. So, we're saying it right there. I mean, that's what we've been doing. Even in Jeremiah, we're doing the same thing. We're chopping down that tree, decorating it with silver and gold, just like the heathen. We are sacrificing our sons and our daughters to that fire, just like the heathen. When he's going to make us, I'll go into it a little bit more. But Otto, do you have another precept?
Actually, yes, I do. It's in the same chapter. I just looked over it.
Okay, come.
Ezekiel chapter 20. We're gonna start at verse 18. I read it. I read it. But I said unto the but I said unto their children in the wilderness, walk ye not in the statutes of your fathers. Just like Ambassador Barak just broke down how people just pretty much just went astray,
Mhm.
went haywire, doing what the other nations doing, will want to do. Neither serve their judgments, the other nations' judgments, our forefathers' judgments, nor defile yourself with their idols, their ancient, idols, modern day celebrations, New Year's and Janu. You got Christmas. You have what else?
Easter.
Ishtar. Ishtar.
Hmm.
You have Halloween. Me myself, when I was a child, I never celebrated Halloween. I looked at that as the devil's day, the devil's birthday. So that was the big no. That was the big no when I was growing up. What else? You know what? Ever since I started serving the most, I forgot about those like these hell days. Mm, Nor defile yourself with their idols. I am the Lord your God. Walk in my statute. The Most High saying, put yourself here. Take the shoes. Take these shoes. Okay, take off those shoes. Take off those pants. Take off that shirt. Put on this robe and put on these shoes right here. Walk the way I'm trying to have you walk, and keep my judgments and do them. The Most High wants every wicked thing away from him. He wants everything clean. He wants everything to be balanced and just. Just like as we brought out in Proverbs 11 and 1. A just weight is great unto the Most High. It's like the perfect sacrifice. Verse 20. And hallow my Sabbath, and they shall be a sign between me and you. The Most High, he rested upon the seventh day of his creation. He worked 6 days creating the moonlight, stars, humans, the way people think, the water flowing, people building houses, Adam and Eve. He created all of that. He's telling us, just like I rested upon that day, just rest upon this the day you should be resting upon. Like we resting right now. We shall be resting. We should not be doing any work.
Hey, Salaki, if I may interject,
Go ahead.
I just want to clear some up. When the scriptures say that the Most High rested on the seventh day, let me just clarify: the Most High don't get tired, he don't get fatigued, he don't sleep and need 8 hours of sleep right there like us. What it means was that he rested. It means that his work was complete. Just like when Christ said when he was on the cross that all that pretty much all that you sent me to do was complete or it was finished. The work that needed to be done, it was finished. So the Most High does not go to sleep and snore like a bear like I do. It just means that when he rested, it means the work was finished. What he commanded to be done was completed. And just real quick, I want to say shalom to J. Miles Yasharala too. Look like this brother's tuning in from the United Kingdom. All praises to the Most High. We also got Nero Genesis in. And then we got some brother out here like Jet Speed. I guess he's saying Islam brothers. I guess he's meaning peace. We're not Muslims over here, unless you're trying to say Assalamu alaikum, which means peace in Arabic. But we'll say Shalom back to you, or Shalom, which also means peace. But continue on, King. I just wanted to clarify that because a lot of brothers and sisters had that misconception that when the Most High rested, it meant that they take it in the carnal sense of the way that we do, when actually it just meant that he was complete with his work. The work was completed, and he just sat back and watched the completion of his work while the angels and all his creations gave him praise for all that he had done.
Kind of the one, the water out of one.
Also, real quick, any of you brothers and sisters, again, that are interested in coming down to the Feast of Purim in Chicago, if you can see around at the ticker at the bottom, those are the dates and information for the brother J. Miles Yasharala or the brother Jess Speed or any of the people that are tuning in for the first time. If you got any questions or concern, you can always email me below. Or if you got any questions that you need to ask directly that might need a more in-depth personal answer live, then you can also send your questions over to Officer Abishaya at the email below that says send all questions to aochouston@gmail.com. And every Saturday, meaning around 11 o'clock Central, 12 noon Eastern, the Chief Priest Shah Nathanya and the Officer Abishaya down in Houston, they'll be online to do the Q&A tomorrow. It's always fire with them brothers. They don't run and duck no questions and no smoke. Anything you want to ask, send it to those emails. Send all questions to AOC Houston Gmail. And if you're looking to get up with the brothers in Chicago, send your information to the email below at Ambassador Yabatazah at gmail.com. And I'll leave. I'm gonna keep switching back and forth between the emails so you have both options. Lock here, brother. The water. And also, the brother also said that he was tuning in. Yeah, King, we're not taking it the wrong way. No, brother, we didn't take that the wrong way. I just wanted to clarify. I wasn't sure if you were trying to say assalamu alaikum, and which I would greet you back with saying walaikum salam, which means peace unto you and unto you, peace unto you and unto you peace in Arabic, which I know, and we just happen to use the Paleo Hebrew where we say shalom or shalom, which means peace and blessings unto you as well, King. No harm, no foul. We don't mean no harm. But thank you for tuning in, Jet Speed, number 7.
Come.
Let's continue to verse. We're gonna read from 21 to no. Let's go over to Nehemiah chapter 8.
Nehemiah chapter 8.
So in Ezekiel the 20th chapter, the 19th through the 20th verse, the Most High ordained His holy. The Most High told us to. The Most High told us to leave those way of the heathen, leave the way that our father was going into those other nations, and serve the Most High, walk in His footsteps, walk how the way that He wanted us to walk from the beginning, from the blood covenant which He had brought us out the land of Egypt. Now let's go over to Nehemiah, the 8th chapter, verses 8 through 9.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 8. So they read in the book of the law of the Most High distinctly, and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading.
That's what happens when you graft in when you graft in what the Most High wants you to do. When you come down to Sabbath classes, when you come down to high holy days, when you walk up to a brother that's in line like us. Keep reading.
Come, verse 9. And Nehemiah, which is the Tershatha, Tershatha, that is, I think it's in Greek or the Hebrew, that means a governor, the Persian governor, because he got, the Most High raised him up to have status, so they could come back to rebuild Jerusalem. So that's why Nehemiah got raised up for that. So he is one of the Persian governors, Tershatha.
Salakia Adawan. Let's actually start up.
Oh yeah, Khan. We can start up from chapter 1. Verse 1.
Verse 1. Yeah, verse 1. Let's start up to verse 1.
Okay, Khan. I was about to do it, but I didn't know. But anyway, Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 1. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate. And they spake unto Ezra. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Salaki, I don't want to go ahead. So,
No,
I'll
you good,
wait.
you good.
Go ahead.
And they spake
Continue.
unto Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Most High commanded to Israel. And I'll go ahead.
See, okay, just like back then, ancient times, our forefathers like Moses, Nehemiah, Ezra, or Jeremiah, they went outside where the people were at. They they went out where the people were at to pretty much bring the edification towards them. With the book of the law, just like we do right now, whether we want to bring it peacefully or strong rebuke to people that is pretty much prideful. Let's continue.
Khan the one Khan. Verse 2. And Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation of both men and women, and all that could hear with understanding, upon the first day of the 7th month. And he read therein before the street that was before the water gate, from the morning until midday, before the men and the women, and those that could understand, and the ears of all the people were attentive unto the book of the law. And Ezra described, you want me to keep going?
Keep going.
Con. And Ezra the scribe stood upon a pulpit of wood, which they had made for the purpose. And beside him stood Mattatiah and Shema and Ananiah.
Brandon, Daddy bought two hot dogs down there. There's a hot dog down there.
Okay, I'm sorry. Salakia. And Ezra the scribe stood upon the pulpit of wood, which they had made for the purpose. And beside him stood Mattatiah and Shema and Ananiah and Uriah and Hilkiah and Maaseiah on his right hand, and on his left hand Pedaiah and Mishael and Malchiah and Hashum and Hashbadana and Zechariah and Meshullam and Beshalom. And Ezra opened the book in the sight of all the people, for he was above all the people. And when he opened it, all the people stood up. And Ezra blessed the Most High, the great power, our power, and all the people answered, Amen, Amen, with lifting up their hands. And they bowed their heads and worshiped the Most High with their faces to the ground. If you want me to keep going, I will.
Now you good where you at.
Okay, good.
See, it. See, even up in the ancient days, our people have to give our people pretty much proper understanding of the book of the law. Our people are understood. We have different testimonies.
Oh. And just to add, so with Nehemiah, they're rebuilding the kingdom right now. They're rebuilding Israel during this part. The very first before this, though, first they go and they basically they get their nationality back. And they didn't forget who they were, though, like we did, but they needed to organize the tribes and the nations. So they took record of everybody and they got their nationality back in that sense. And then they moved forward with the law. And then after that, the building up of the wall and things of that nature. But this is what we got to do here in our captivity. I know that they were doing it, let's say we're in America, but when we go out to worship the Most High, we go all the way to Canada. We can't afford to do that. You know, the government won't even let us do that. So we got to stay here and do it. And it's hard here because everything contradicts the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High and of this Bible here. But we got to do it. Just like Nehemiah was trying to do, we got to do that same thing. We have to get in that street. We got to show our people the law, statutes, and commandments. Make sure that we're reading it and edifying it for them to understand. So that way, the Most High can come back and deliver us out of this land. And that's kind of what Jeremiah, I mean, that's kind of what Nehemiah, the gist of the chapter is. It's like rebuilding, the rebuild, And that's what we got to do here as a people. We got to rebuild.
We got to rebuild our people from this Babylonian mindset of thinking evil is good and good is evil. Our people have it pretty much the other way around.
Con, you get it right on the head, man. It's just, especially in this, we got the gender roles flipped. We got, what else we got? We got men swim. You know what this this lady said too, and she brought up a good point too. She said, listen, in swimming, it's bodies versus bodies. It's not identities versus identities. So just because you identify as a girl or a boy doesn't mean that you got girl or boy lungs. That is a man. So he's got man lungs, and men swim faster than women. It's just facts. So that's, and that's the type of thing that they got us. I don't know. It's like common sense really is not common anymore. And it's, I don't know. I just want to get up out of here, man. It's getting too weird for me now. I don't know.
Let's jump. Okay. Let's jump over to Hebrews 10. And I think this is verse 25.
10 and 25, by the way?
Yep. 25 through. Yep, just 25.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 25, and it reads, "Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching."
See, assembly.
Exhorting.
Go ahead. Okay. I'm sorry, other one.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not extorting, exhorting. Salaki.
See, assembly is one of the main keys right there. Assembling ourselves unto the most highest holy days. Shabbats. Let's go over to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. I have to bring this one out right here.
Okay, hey, before you do that, hold on. Before you do that, exhorting, the definition for that is basically strongly encouraging one another. So that's like we're doing right now. We're in the spirit. We know what we worship because we Jews. We know what salvation is all about. And coming to this Passover, celebrating the Passover is part of that process. And, exhorting people to come, our brothers and sisters to come to the Passover, to come to the holy days. That's something that we should be doing more often. It's commendable. But anyway, go ahead. I don't want to start you.
Oh, good. Thank you for bringing that out. The water. First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 21.
First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good. Go. Abstain
So like I
from
want
all abstain from all appearance of evil.
I got a
we must
question.
abstain from.
I got a question. I got a question for the teacher. So obviously, we're talking about keeping the holy days and the importance of the holy days and things of that nature. So my question would be for the people who are listening, if you can add, a lot of our families, like when it comes down to Christmas and Thanksgivings, we're talking about our broken families. Remember we did the 2-part class on the destruction of the so-called Black or Israelite family, right? So we know we shouldn't be celebrating Christmas, New Year's, and all of that. But when a man is married to one, he has children, and he's being pressured to buy them gifts, do it for the kids, and things of that nature. How does that man balance that out in his walk, knowing that what the law says about keeping the commandments, not chopping down them trees, celebrating those things according to Jeremiah 10, all the scriptures that you brothers brought out. So what if a man is separate, pressured by the family, do it for the kids and all of that? How should that man balance that out? Y'all got any scriptures y'all got for that?
I mean, the first one I would think of is I think Ecclesiastes 13 and 12. The whole duty of man is to do the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So, just to check yourself, I would just hit that one, read it, and kind of meditate in it, because I know, it's like it's family. It's like you got the children, and it's like you're tempted because those are your loved ones. But
Okay, I got one. I got one for you. So, Barak, grab First Ezra chapter 4 and 26.
count out one.
Because a lot of times, and you know what? And then the brother Yediah said on Matthew 10 as well. The reason why I'm asking this question is, especially for a lot of brothers in the truth, who are married or have been separated or divorced and all of that. And one of the things is we love our children. So when our children are raised up in this culture outside of the truth, it's a little confusing, because at home they're seeing all of this stuff going on, but then dad's not partaking. So my answer would be to the brothers, just from my experience, I would tell you brothers that if you feel that pressure of having to do them things, don't succumb to the pressure. It's no different pressure than somebody telling you, hey, come back to church. Come up in here and let us lay hands and speak and all that other fake tongue speaking on you. But go ahead and read First Ezra 4 and 26, and I grab Matthew 10 and 37.
Count of the one. I'm there.
Who's got First Ezra 4 and 26, and somebody grab Matthew 10 and 37?
I got Matthew 10 and 37.
Go ahead, Barak, with First Ezra 4 and 26. And actually, you know what? I might want to start a little bit higher. Let me just get up in there real quick. Hold on. Actually, I want to start up a little higher. Start up at verse 1, King. First Ezra's 4 and 1.
First Ezra 4 and 1. Then the second that had spoken of the strength of the king began to say, O ye men, do not excel in strength that bear rule over sea and land and all things in them.
Right, go ahead.
But yet the king is more mighty, for he is the Lord of all these things, and hath dominion over them. And whatsoever he commanded them, they do.
Right, drop down.
Well, which verse? Just 4?
Now drop down to verse 6.
Oh, 6. Likewise, for those that are no soldiers and have not to do with wars, but use husbandry.
Use what?
Use husbandry.
Uh-huh.
They have reaped again that which they had sown. They bring it to the king and compel one another to pay tribute unto the king.
Right, uh-huh.
And yet he is but one man. If he command to kill, they kill. If he command to spare, they spare.
Let's
If he
stop right
can,
there. So you see the strength of men, right? The strength of the soldiers and the strength of the king, right? They have the strength to go conquer lands, take spoils, destroy empires, mighty men of war, men of strength and valor, right? We see how strong these men are, right? So we're talking about the strength of a man, right? And a king, because we're from a nation of kings and priests, and we're all fit to be kings, to be crowned, right? If you can follow me, right? So I want you to drop down to verse 13. Because this is going to get interesting, right? Go ahead.
verse 13. Then the third, who had spoken of women in the truth, this was Zerubbabel,
Yeah, that's Zerubbabel.
began to speak.
Mm-hmm.
O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath lordship over them? Are they not women?
Are they not who?
Women?
Who?
Women?
Right. So we got the strength to destroy empires and war across the earth. But guess who? Guess who ruled the men? It reads, "Are they not women?" Read.
Women have borne the king, and all the people that bear rule by the sea and land.
Mm-hmm.
Even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards or the vineyards from whence the wine cometh.
Drop down to 18.
These
Drop down to
gone
18.
out of one. Yea, and if the men have gathered together gold and silver or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? And
Is that
letting
not
all
true,
those
family? Is that not true? Do we not favor the comely and beauty of a woman more than gold and silver? Pay attention, y'all. Message. Keep going.
and letting all those things go, do they not gape? And even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her, and
They
have
staring at her. They can't stop looking at that beauty of that woman. Go ahead.
mhm, and
Remember that
have not
woman. Mm-hmm.
and have not all men more desire unto her than silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever.
Now let's think about it for a minute. The Most High made man and woman in His image, so He made a beautiful specimen of our women. Every nation has its own women, and according to how they look at their women, they're all beautiful with their own eyes. Go ahead. Verse 28.
Verse 28. And now do ye not believe me?
I'm
Is
sorry,
not the
Salaki. I meant 20. I'm sorry. I'm having this.
okay.
Verse 20,
No, you go.
Salaki.
A man, verse 20, a man leaveth his own father that brought him up in his own country and cleaveth unto his wife.
Read.
He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife and remembereth. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife and remembereth neither father, nor mother, nor country.
So what that means is that once that man finds that woman, she becomes his life. He forgets about mother and father and even his own country, because he's going to start his own branch of the family, his own tree, right? Go ahead. Verse 22.
Verse 22, by this also ye must know that women have dominion over you.
Say, read that again.
By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you.
Mm-hmm.
Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman? Come on.
Con, you see what I'm saying? It's getting interesting, right? If y'all ain't never read this, y'all need to read it. Go ahead.
Yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers,
Mm-hmm.
and looketh upon a lion, and goeth in the darkness, and when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love.
Let's stop right there. Wait a minute. This man goes and takes his sword, goes and robs and steal, sail the 7 seas around the earth, but sail the 7 seas to plunder the earth. And what does he do? He bringeth it back to his love, right? He'll go into the darkness and battle with a lion with no fear. That's how strong a man is. Put a man in darkness and put his life up against a lion with a sword. I guarantee you he's going to be all right. But it's coming up. Go ahead.
Therefore, a man loveth his wife better than father or mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, there be that have run out.
Start again.
Oh, dang. It's King James, man, sometimes.
Yeah.
Verse 26.
It's 16:11, baby.
Man, I'm telling you. Oh, praise it. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes.
Read it again, King. Read it slow.
Is that talking about simping? Yea.
Yes, it is. Simping and being broken and having your crown snatched off your head. Letting a woman rule over you when that is the actual curse. And when you succumb to that, you allow yourself to be cursed and to be ruled by a woman, and you're giving in, you're turning your back against the Most High to do the will of a woman versus the will of a father. So read 26 again.
Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sake. Many have also perished and have erred. Many have also perished, have erred, and sinned for women.
Exactly. A lot of times when brothers are in this walk, and we understand, we get it, especially when you're fresh in this walk. You're still going, when you set, like the brother said, when you become holy and follow out the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High and walk in the footsteps of Mashiach Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ, there are a lot of temptations. And some of the biggest battles that we're going to have in our walk is with our women, with our wives, with our mothers, with our grandmothers. Come do it for the kids. The whole family over here. Oh, you know, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. We're just doing it for the family and we gathering, you know. But like the scripture says, many also have perished and erred and sinned for women. We got to remember the scripture says that sin first came through a woman. And you got to understand, though, this is not a campaign to bash our women. It's just to make them understand that the power that they have over men that they like to exercise is wicked and it's evil. And for our brothers who have done that, you have to recognize that you have run out of your mind trying to please this woman, trying to be friends with the world, which is enmity with the Most High. Many have perished, meaning many have died. That word perish means death and destruction, right? The brother Yediah just posted Galatians 2:18. For if I build again things which I destroyed, I make myself a transgressor. I will read that again. Thawada, King, you on fire. You should have been on this straight with us, Gadiah.
God, where you at?
Always welcome, beloved. I will read that again. For if I build again the things which I destroyed, meaning you build, the Most High has, through the blood of Yahushua being spilled, and you coming into the knowledge and the wisdom of this truth, if you go backwards, it's just like you built the whole house and took the cornerstone out, and guess what? That whole house is going to crash down. So it's not even just about our women that we err, but we're talking about the pressures of our friends, our associates, right? Go ahead and read 28. And we're going to give you an example of this, because you got to understand something. The Most High's congregation is men, according to the book of Psalms of Proverbs, and I'll get that in a second. It says the Most High's congregation is men. He chose men to be the leaders of this nation. So why would you submit yourself to a woman, which is going to cause you to err keeping Christmas, err emptying your pockets out for Christmas, error taking her out on New Year's, error thinking you got to buy her a $10,000 ring with a platinum band to prove your love when that is not even a part of our culture, right? Go ahead and read verse 28.
Verse 28. And now do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him?
Right. It says, is not the king great in his power? Do all the fear to touch him? because he's a dangerous man if you run up on him the wrong way. Go ahead.
Yet did I see him and Apame, the king's concubine.
Hold that. Let me do my screenshot. I should have been doing this. I was trying not to, I didn't want to make the young prince nervous, being his father and all that, doing his first class and all that. I just wanted him to be able to relax. But I know we're getting ready to wind down, so I just want to, get this out there for the family. Let me just adjust this real quick. Because I know some people have never seen this, and I want y'all to actually be able to read this along with us so that you don't think that we're just, saying this, bringing this out of our keister, And let me just blow it up a little bit. Can y'all see my screen? Is it clear? Okay, Kai. All right. Now go ahead and start it. Start up at
Now, do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet did I see him and Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admiral Barticus, sitting at the right hand of the king.
Let's stop there. This is his concubine. A concubine. Now look how bold she is and what she does next, right? Go ahead.
And taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head, she also stroked the king with her left hand.
So this is what this wicked woman did in front of all the king's men, where he's in his honor and his glory and majesty and his majestic realm with his majestic aura. This concubine, this wicked woman in front of all the king's men and the women, she took the crown off the king's head and put it on her head. And then when the king reached for his crown back, she smacked him with her left hand. What the hell? Brothers, don't let no woman take your crown and rob you of your righteousness. But read on, King.
Verse 31. And yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him again.
Wait a minute. So this king just showed in front of all his men that he sent to war, all the lands he conquered, in front of his whole kingdom and empire, he simped out. He showed himself to be, I'm going to not use the word. I was going to say it, but no.
Beta!
Hey, yeah, I'll go with beta. I was going to say another words that start with a P and ends with Y. With two S's in the middle, no disrespect, right? And look at it, says, when she did this, the king looked at her and gazed upon her with his mouth open. Meaning that when she did that, if she smacked his left hand, he was in shock. He was like, ugh. And it says if she laughed upon him, meaning she laughed at him, he laughed with her also. Oh, like, yeah, baby, we do this. Like, oh, y'all don't pay that mind. We do this all the time. We just playing around. No, Negro, you being weak. Then it says, but if she took any displeasure in him or at him, the king was fain to flatter, meaning he broke his neck and bowed down so that she might be reconciled unto him. That's a weak man. That's the signs of a weak king. And when you have a king that's respected like that, and his own men see that, and the rest of the empire does, it sends a vibration. It sends a negative, evil vibration. Read verse 32, Adawan, and then we're going to grab them precepts that the young brother had. Go ahead. Read down to 31 through 34. 32 through 34.
O ye men, how can it be but woman should be strong, seeing they do this?
Salakia. This was actually Ezra throwing a jab at him. Like, oh, ye men, look at the king. How can this woman be so strong? Meaning that once this woman did this, all the other women were looking at her like she had power and thinking that they could do the same thing at home. So guess what? This opened up a can of whoop ass and a can of wicked spirits poured upon these women, because this woman is not even their queen. She's just some concubine that this man is sleeping with. It says, howbeit that women should be so strong, seeing they do thus. She can only do this because you allowed it. You stepped out of your rightful place as a king and became a servant, as the scriptures just said. Go ahead.
God, he about to go in right here.
Mm-hmm.
33. Then the king and the princes looked upon one another. So he began to speak of the truth. 34. O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course. For he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that maketh these things?
Uh-huh.
Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all these things.
What is the truth? The law, statutes, and commandments. The order. The Most High, then Christ, or Hamashiach Yahushua, then the husband, then the wife, then the children. That's the order. So if you're out of that order of trying to please your woman and your children before the Most High and Christ, you're out of order, and that's not the truth. Go ahead.
Come on, another one, come.
Drop down to verse. Yep. Drop down and read. Stop at 37.
Come. 36. All the earth troubled, all the earth called upon the truth, and the heaven blessed it. All work shake and tremble at it, and with it there is no unrighteous thing.
Right, go ahead.
Wine is wicked. The king is wicked. Women are wicked. All the children of men are wicked, and such are all the wicked works, when there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness, they shall perish.
Con. All right. So as you see right there, it's talking about the order that was set up by the Most High. That's the natural order. And when it's out of that order, that man is wicked, that woman is wicked. Guess what? You're setting up your future generations to be wicked. A future generation of beta weak men that are not in the truth, that don't fear the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And the brother Yediah brought up Luke 9:62, and Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of God. So if you're going backwards, you're destroying what you build. If you succumbing to the pressures of a woman and the earth and the cultures of America versus keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you're destroying your own foundation. You're taking your own legs and your own strength from yourself and letting somebody else rule over you, right? The brother wrote Gad Judah posted it says, let me see where he's at, because he didn't have the script. Let me just grab that. I want to grab the actual book, right?
You said Testament of Reuben?
No, that's his name. The brother's name is Robe the God. Okay, Con, let me see. I'm just trying to find it real quick. Yeah, yep, he said that's in the Testament of Reuben. You know what? I don't have that book, but I'll go ahead and read it. You know, I haven't even read that book, so I'll just read it. It says, for evil are women, my children, since they have no power or strength over men. They use wiles by outward attractions that they might draw him to themselves. And you got to think about it. What's going on in the earth right now? The feminist movement. The feminist movement. The LGBTQ community. Getting men wanting to be like women. That's why I be telling brothers, and I made a post the other day, like, hey, fathers, be careful about sending your sons to run to the rescue of women. Many men have died at the lies of women. Many men have lost their lives or freedom spending life in jail over lies. Why? Because he liked that Quabah. Because he's after the Quabah. Or the junk in the trunk is bouncing so much from him that he can't contain himself, that he just got to have it. You know, it's like a dog returning to his own vomit, like the Prince of One West said. And I want to grab that I want to grab that other one that Yediah brought out. Actually, grab Matthew 10:37, and I'm gonna read Proverbs 22:6, and then I'm gonna check and see if that other brother's in the class still, and if not, we'll tap into that thing about prayers. And you know what? I might ask Sergeant Zion to come on because he did the 6 or 7 pillars of prayer. And the brother was asking a question about prayers and all of that. So let me just see if this brother is still here. I want to just shout him out real quick, see if he's still here. Hope he's had patience to endure with us. Hey, Daniel Titus, if you're still in the chat, out of one, please let us know you're there because I do want to answer your question about prayer before we close down for the night because we're already heading up on the 2-hour period. And I just want to let you know I haven't forgotten you. I'm a man of my word. And so are my brothers on the screen. So just let me know if you're still here in the chat. Just give me a thumbs up or some type of holler and all of that. And then I'll give you a few scriptures to answer you about questions about prayer. And if not, we can follow up on this next week. And then also I got an interesting class I'm going to drop on y'all. Give me a second. Proverbs 22:6. This is the book of Proverbs. Hold on. Nope, I want to start up a little bit. This is Proverbs 22:3, and throughout again, Adawan Yediah. Proverbs 22:3. Actually, you know what? Let me get my screen share. I'm being hard-headed. I'm being rebellious to my own rules. A rebellious child. Nothing comes good to a rebellious child. Shabbat, young prince. All right, we're going to start at verse 1. This is Proverbs 22:1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. We just read that in first Esdras 4. The rich and poor meet together. The Most High is the maker of them all. Verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself. So when you're being pulled into this madness and evil, it says a prudent man, a man that is studying and learn and has a strong foundation, he foresees the evil before it comes, and he hides himself from it. But the simple or the simps pass on and are punished. By humility and the fear of the Most High are riches and honor and life. Thorns or snares are in the way of froward. He that doeth keep his soul shall be far from them. So in order to spare your soul, not to destroy what you build up, keep yourself far from them. And verse 6, it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Y'all got that? So let's go over to Matthew 10:37. I think that's what the other one dropped. Man, these brothers on fire, man. I love this chat, man. Matthew chapter 10, and I believe we're at 37 out of one. If you let me know when you're there, I'm trying to get there myself. And when you get there, you can go ahead and read. Hold on, wait. Nope, we want to start a little higher. Start up at 10:34 out of one.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. Think not, and this is Hamashiach Yahushua. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I'm going to read it again. Think not that I have come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set man at variance against his father, and daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Read that again, verse 30. Read that again for me. 36. Two times in a row. 2 times back to back, like we do it.
Back to back. A man's foes shall be they of his own household. I repeat, a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Go ahead.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Let's
And
stop right
he
there. Let's stop right there. So you see the scriptures. We even got to break this down. The young prince hit y'all with the sword. Yahweh Shai said he come not to send peace, but a sword. What do you use a sword for? To chop in half, to destroy, cut off limbs and parts. Right? Christ said that he didn't come to send peace, but division. He said he's going to set the father against, a man is going to be against his own father, a daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and one's foe should be his own foes or his own enemies, or his biggest detractors or scorners, or as we like to say, his own ops. His ops, as they like to say in the drill music, my ops shall be of one of my own household. So Christ is breaking it down to you that if you love your father and mother more than him or the Most High, you're not worthy to be with him. And if you love your children more than him, then you're not worthy of him, which meaning you're not worthy of the kingdom of heaven. Read 38 and 39 for me out of one.
Come. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake shall find it.
Do me a favor, go to 38. I think you skipped 38.
Oh, come. And he that taketh not his cross and not follow after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake shall find it.
Hey, Ariah, grab me Jeremiah 31 and 22. So look, he said that he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. If you're not walking that straight and narrow path, man, you got to think about it. What are you doing? What's really going on? And again, this was not a bashing session on our women. I got a wife for almost 20 years. My sisters up in Cleveland, I love them to death. My sisters in New York, I love them to death. I love all our sisters that are righteous and that are pursuing the kingdom of heaven, that knows the proper order in regards to how to deal with a man and to not lead a man astray. I understand they teach in the black community that the woman is the backbone of the family. When it comes to her teaching the children and things like that, like we read in regards to training up a child, yes, the mother is the first teacher of the father. But when a child, especially a young man, reaches 12, the scripture says that he's on his journey from a boy to a man. That's when the father primarily takes over and guide him the rest of the way. But the father has to be the teacher of the mother, and the mother has to trickle down those teachings to the children. That's how we harmonize all of this to stay in tune. Now, let's jump over to Jeremiah 31 and 22. And then I'm going to check for the young prince again to see if he's in there in the chat. And then if not, we're going to get ready to close out. I'm just going to check in the chat in a minute and just see what's going on. Okay. All right, go ahead and read Jeremiah 31 and 22. Arya.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31 and verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O backsliding daughter?
Read that again.
How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
Do y'all think that's a blessing? That is a curse. A curse. Read verse 23.
Verse 23. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, as yet they shall use this speech in the land of Judah and in the cities thereof. When I shall bring again their captivity, the Lord bless thee, O habitation of justice and mountain of holiness.
Right. We're supposed to be a habitation of justice, equity, and a mountain, meaning a nation. Because when it says, "Oh, thou backsliding daughter," it's talking about the nation of Israel herself. When we fall backwards, the curse is that new thing. And it's crazy because if you read it, it says the Most High has created a new thing in the earth. Do y'all not see what's going on in the earth? All this men bashing, especially towards us men, us sons of Jacob, the sons of thunder. According to the scriptures, we are the sons of thunders. We are a nation of kings and priests. But guess what? If you pay attention to social media, the so-called black man is the lowest form of man on the earth. And guess who's helping push that agenda? Our women.
Can I say something real quick?
Man, kind of the one.
All right, so this is where I'm at too, because all the social media and everything like that, you know, honestly, I think obviously it's a curse, but women, and I don't mean to offend, it's just the reason why I talk about women is because now the enemy is using you to destroy the nation. You know, so he's putting you in those places. He's playing blackface on these MSNBC, ABC, NBC. He's using you now to spew out all that nonsense. He's not using Lester Holt like that anymore. He's using Joy Reid and everything like that. He's got y'all up there. Now, I want to say, before we talk about a woman's strength in times of slavery, you everything that y'all been through, and I couldn't do anything because I was in chains, having to watch you suffer like that, having to get our family ripped apart like that. Yeah, you were a strong black woman, but you knew that strength was coming from the Most High God. Now you think that strength is coming from your damn phone because you wake up and where's my worship? That's the worst thing we did was put a camera on this thing for y'all. You put a camera on this thing for y'all, and y'all wake up and you check for your worship. You check for your worship.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the Most High God, and I'm not going to worship you, and neither are all these little babies out here. So that's why we coming back to teach these children and get these families together. Because another thing I want to say is that yes, you can make the money, but women inherently you're selfish towards your family. You're not going to use that income that you have for your career to buy me a house. I'm doing that for you because that's kind of what the scriptures were saying. Like, I'm doing this in mind of a woman because I want my family, I want my line, I want my seed. So of course, when I make that money, I'm not asking you, hey, listen, I'm not gonna get you pregnant unless you got about $100,000 in the bank. I don't care about that. So I think that's why when women are getting money, I think it could be a blessing underneath everything, but it's got to be a good woman with that type of income. You know, it can't be. You can't go listen, every time we get raised up in this country, we cop out and we sell out. It happens to men, it happens to women. We can be in politics, we can be in business. It don't matter. It don't matter no more. We all cop out, we all sell out. So, but anyways, that's just something that will still be going on. It's something that kind of bothers me just a little bit because women kind of throw us down a little bit more. Like, like I don't know. It's just it's a tough subject, but I know we're running late, so
right, and we got to think about Lot's wife when she was told not to look back, being rebellious. What happened? Turned to a pull of ash. Job 2:9. Remember Job's wife. She then said his wife unto him, "Dost thou still retain thy integrity? You still keeping the commandments and honoring the Father? And you ain't got nothing to say about God after he took all our wealth, killed all our cattle, slayed all our children?" She says, "Curse God and die." Woo! What if Job would have succumbed to the counsel of his rib and lost his integrity and cursed God and die? But he said unto her, "Thou speakest as one of those foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High? And shall we not receive evil, and all this did not, and all this did not Job sin with his lip. Job did not sin against the Most High, no matter what the pressure was against his friends, his neighbors, all the temptations they were throwing at him, and things of that nature. Wow, this brother right here is on fire. He said Esau and Eve, Batman and Robin.
Man, what?
Up out with our woman, and they became Batman and Robin. You know what I'm saying? So, on that note, we're gonna get ready to slow down. We're gonna get ready to tune out. I know I'm gonna drop these other scriptures on here real quick that these other brothers have dropped out here for being in tune. The brother Yediah, the brother Rob the God, Judah. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with us. So I'm just going to drop these other scriptures that they dropped. You got Micah 7 and 10 for your own notes to go back and study. Let me see if I missed anything else. Oh yeah, that Philippians 1 and 21, which says, "For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain." Meaning we ought to live for Christ, and without Christ, we're going to die.
Ayanda Bar, love you too, bro. Thanks for the presets, Roll the God.
Yeah, con. So I just want to, thank this chat, man. The chat's also the brother, and you know what? I'm gonna grab this last one Yediah brought out. Jeremiah 29, 5 through 6.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 29, verse 5. Build ye houses, and dwell in them, and plant gardens, and eat the fruit of them. Verse 6. Take ye wives, and beget sons and daughters, and take wives for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may increase there, and not diminished.
Right. So even in our captivity, we're supposed to do these things. Because it says in verse 4, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, unto all that are carried away captives, who I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem unto Babylon." We're in Babylon. This is modern day Babylon. This is spiritual Edom, spiritual Sodom, according to the book of Revelations, right? So I want to thank again Rob the God of Judah, the brother Yediah Gabar from the Ambassadors of Christ, the sister Kana from the Ambassadors of Christ, the brother Jet Speed, who tuned in with us again, the Prince of One West. Let me see. Also, let me make sure I forget nobody. Obviously, the brother Yediah, the brother Prince of One West. That brother always be tuning in. We appreciate you, King, for your support. Obviously, Mother Bathaya, the brother Jet Speed, and yes, brother, again, we thank you for tuning in. And brother, tune in and get with us all the time. We're on every Friday night, and we're also on, like I said, tomorrow is Saturday. It's the Q&A, which is usually about 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, 12 noon Eastern Time, and about 9 a.m. West Coast time. I want to thank the sister Neurogenesis, J. Miles Yashala, the sister Elizabeth Duran, the brother Anthony Thornton. Anybody else I'm forgetting? The brother Daniel Titus, and I have not seen the brother pop up in the comments. And our sister Wanda Wana, who's always pleasurable, always active in the chat. This chat was lit tonight, and we really, really appreciate y'all. And next week, I'm gonna see if the brother Zion can come on here and do his class on the pillars of prayer. And if he's not available, I'll try to see if he can come the following week. And then what I want to do next week is I'm going to bring out some historical evidence and some facts. We're not going to be scripture heavy, but we're going to go through some history because everybody's trying to say that we got to take the wise white man's DNA test to prove that we're Israel. When I'm going to go back through history and show you what the historians said, our enemies, and what they said the Jews looked like, and who the Jews were, and dealing with those ones who calls themselves Ish. the people with the small heads. And understand this. That's a religion for them. This is a nationality for us. This is our bloodline. We don't need a DNA test to prove any of that. So hopefully the Most High will, that I can bring all this information together and make it, condense it, to where you guys can take all this evidence. And I hope you brothers and sisters, if you got it on your phone, to screenshot everything I put up on the screen, take a screenshot like cheese and add that to your repertoire. This is how you prove to your family and to all the doubters that you don't need a DNA test to prove that you're Israel. All right? And on that note, we're going to say Asha Shabbat. We give all praises to Abanawa, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, and we say Barakatham to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered abroad. Peace and greetings, brothers, sisters, and salutations. Love y'all, and we tuning out. Thank you again. Hallelujah. Kal halal. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.